Comparison. It's a dirty word. I've heard it said in certain rooms of recovery that to compare your insides with other people's outsides means you'll lose every time. And it's a slippery slope because in our social media world, we are surrounded by visions of success, billionaires left and right, models and influencers, business gurus and comedians, musicians and artists, all in Technicolor, probably with camera crews surrounding them and editing crews capturing every moment of their lives with perfect lights. And at the top of their respective games, at least that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. Early in a dream, all this content of encouragement, education, and advice from the winners of this world can be a good thing. Perhaps it can kick you off down the road to your own happy destiny. But when you're in the prize fight portion of your dream's pursuit, the real nitty-gritty of it, surrounded by frustration, a personal life that's knifed you in an alley, so to speak, a face full of zits, a belly full of fat, or whatever the case may be that makes your life far less grand than the ones you follow. Dreams are complicated things with many pitfalls on the path, and comparison can come in with a knockout punch. Everything takes longer than you think it should or thought it would. It takes longer to get good. It takes longer to even get decent. There are more pitfalls and stumbling blocks than we had imagined, and overcoming perceived failure to get back to the mountaintop of perseverance is a deeper and more multifaceted burden than we had bargained for. Not to mention life and all its innate difficulties and addictions having a seance around you every step of the way. And there we go, comparing our insides with other people's outsides. Oh no. In fact, when things are their most difficult is when the temptation to compare, I think, becomes its most difficult to overcome, because negative thoughts can gain momentum and overwhelm us. It's as if we get on the side of the forces of destruction and use their weapons to flagellate and condemn ourselves. Whoosh, whoosh. So, what do we do to overcome this tendency, egged on, pumped up by a digital world that we occupy? For a start, we make ourselves aware that this will happen, and we prepare for it and expect it. If we've fallen off, we set our course from where we are and not from where we thought we were supposed to be. And we keep going. We keep swinging with everything we got. As Rocky said in Rocky 522, I don't know, maybe Rocky Balboa, who knows which one it was, but he said, "The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows." This was on the street, I think, talking to his son. He said, "The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place that will beat you to your knees and keep you there if you let it. Nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It's about how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done." It's a great speech, actually. I laughed, but it's actually really inspiring. That's the thing with Rocky. He's amazing! Great speech. Really and very true. Unfortunately, though, most of us don't have Rocky as our personal guru or coach to give us a pep talk when things get bleak. So what are we going to do? It's for us to take on the character of the loving coach. And we encourage and parent our own dreams as if they were a child or even a baby that we are taking care of. We connect with our inner Rocky, especially when the battle is its most difficult. And as far as comparing yourself to people who seem to never have deep doubts such as these, and people that have already arrived at the mountaintop, comparing ourselves who have just begun with those who have been on this road for years, is ridiculous, because we wouldn't condemn a 2-month-old baby for not being able to compete with the pros in whatever field of expertise we one day hope to enter them into. We wouldn't be on the sideline screaming at a 6-month-old for not getting a touchdown. We wouldn't chastise a 2-year-old for not having it all figured out. And yet, so many of us have unrealistic expectations with our own abilities and expectations of results. I know you're not a 2-year-old, but maybe your dream is only 2 years old. Or maybe a trajectory that you're on to get your dream down the road is only 6 months old or a month old. I mean, people give up quick, and you just shouldn't, in my opinion. We have to know that it takes time and be the shepherd of our dreams. It's not a sprint, but a marathon. And it's not just a marathon. It's an ultra marathon. It's one of those David Goggins. I ran 300 miles in the desert while my legs fell off and were bloody stumps, and I kept running anyway. It's one of those. The difficulties are more, and the progress is slower than we expect. And if we condemn ourselves by the fact that we are surrounded by visions of people who have overcome all these stumbling blocks years ago, we can get the idea that we just don't have what it takes and that we're foolish to think that we ever did. That's a demonic voice, and the demons are patient. They will wait for your life to come unglued or for discouragement to really land and attack you with force. That's life hitting you hard, as Rocky said. But you have to take the blows and keep moving forward. Yes. All we see are the people who have already made it, who barely remember these battles or view them from a safe distance, having overcome them and consider them the illusions that they are. They have new battles, of course, but they aren't your battles. They have mountaintop battles. Those are the battles you're working for. We don't see our colleagues in the trenches with us, the people whose dreams are yet to emerge, the ones fighting it out in hidden rooms, fighting to find their voice, fighting to believe in themselves, fighting to invest into the person they know they were out here to become. So don't crack the whip of comparison. Life will hit you hard anyway. Don't join in and help the attack, but instead be the patient and loving parent, coach, and inner Rocky, and handle your dream like the child it is, with love and support, and with the knowledge that giving up is not an option. Keep going and keep swinging. Keep moving forward no matter how hard you get hit.